Here we go. All right. Happy Friday, everyone. All right. I wanted to jump in here because I know that this has been a challenging month for a lot of us and been kind of reading between the lines and thinking it's time to come in here and do a Q&A. So let me see who's in here. I see a bunch of familiar faces. See Robin, Stacy, Janice. Awesome. Michael, hello. Kristen, hello. Eloisa, yay. Hello. How great. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, so a few things came to mind at how I could help you guys get through here, get through this like September period. And one of the biggest, fears and unknowns that I'm seeing in the community is, okay, what, what is my life going to look like? How do I create in the 5D? What does my soul want? And I see a lot of creators talking about manifestation and the law of attraction, but it's always, many times it's in terms of that you have to be in service of, and that trips up a lot of people. So it's not about being in service. It's about sharing your gifts, which is different. So how do I identify my gifts? I'm going to dig into some of that right now. So our soul, remember, you're on a soul journey. You're on a soul journey. Your soul put certain desires into your heart to give you clues as to how to proceed on this journey. We were always meant to just feel for the next step. What happened? We got caught up in that 3D where we just denied who we were, completely denied that we're a conscious creator, and thought that the noodle has to figure everything out. And not only that, there's really only one way you're going to live your life. You're going to have one vocation, right? You're going to do the school, graduate, get that job, stay chained to that desk. And then we're going to label you as retired, which socially tells a lot of people, oh, like it's almost like, oh, I have no options now. Nothing could be further from the truth. So I think this is going to help a lot of you. But before I jump into the different roles that the soul can have, like there are healers. Some of you are what are called seers, which means that you actually can get visions, really clear visions, which are your psychics and your mediums. And there are also some of you who have a gift that you probably had a childhood and you may not even be aware of it, or you shut it down because you were like, oh, nobody else does this. This is too weird. So I think as I'm talking about it, it's going to maybe jar some memories, but I also want to talk about how do you put one foot in front of the next right now and moving forward? Because it's going to be the same process, but it's good right now to practice this while all of this yuckiness is purging and coming up into our field. Okay. So tell me, somebody drop some in the comments, something that you're struggling with, because I want to start there. And then we're going to turn this and see if we can find some light in there for you. And I will tell you, a couple of things that came up recently were, for example, some of that literally quit their career, just said, you know what, I'm not aligned to it anymore. What do I do? And the first thing is knowing that when we say like you're at a crossroads, that doesn't mean that now you only have one other opportunity. That means unlimited possibilities exist. Now, what it also means is this, our friendly noodle, this is going to tell you, oh no, there's only one, or any other one that you come up with is going to be impossible. Why wouldn't we have done it before? Blah, 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 right? So this is that battle. This is that energetic battle that's going on with a lot of you right now. where you have one foot in the canoe of 3D and the other foot's in the 5D canoe. And so you're kind of playing in both realms a little bit. And so what we're going to do here today is try to help you shift your focus by making a connection with something. Our souls have multiple gifts that they wanted to explore and expand. Okay. So, but you really only need to try to plug in to one that feels good, that really resonates. And then from there, I'm going to try and give you guys a process here that'll help you put some things together. So I see a lot of, oh, I love this one. Being authentic in charged situations. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Let me tell you. So the old me used to be like, okay, we're getting down and dirty. Let's get down and dirty. And then I realized, oh, okay, absolutely nothing got solved. And then from there, I went to be, all right, I have to be mindful of my reactions because why am I getting charged up? And here's what I did though. I went to the other side, which is it's still the same energy. It's still fight or flight. Because then I went to, oh, okay, I'm going to make myself small because what do I think they want to hear? And under the auspices now, mind you, with good intention, thinking by me making myself smaller, that person's going to feel better now, right? Instead, I have learned what you do, you never make yourself smaller. You never make yourself smaller. When you have a recognition that you're not on the same frequency as the person, you still can stand in your authority and still be authentic. And you can just simply say, we are not on the same page. I understand that you have a position that you firmly believe in, and so do I. And I just tell people, no tug of war. I'm like, you can throw the rope at me 100 times. I'm just not going to pick it up. And that's how I handle, somebody being on a different frequency, because the only thing that would cause a charge, if you think about it, is disparaging energies that aren't matching. So they're just not matching your frequency is all it is. So when you look at it that way from an energetic standpoint, it really is easy and go, oh my gosh. And I can give you an example of this. Like this was probably the last time I lost my shit too. And it was a while ago, going back, gosh, maybe 2 years. I was out sailing and someone was giving me instruction and I already knew how to do this particular thing. I have my captain's license. And they kept saying, do it this way, do it this way, this way. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I realized I had to calm myself way down. I was like, what are you doing? Go within, take some deep breaths. Do you know what I connected it to? It was an old emotion that was unhealed, that my mother never let me do anything my way. I always said, nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. So when you have that unhealed emotion like that, it can come out in different situations. And then the innocent soul that's interacting with you is like, why are they freaking out? Right. But this is how our fight or flight brain ties things together in such a weird way. But here's what I'll tell you. If something charges you up, all you need to do is go, wait a minute, what's here that needs to be healed? What's here that needs to be healed? Any like disruption, frustration, anger is your GPS saying something's off here. Something needs to come forward to be healed, not what's the other person doing to you. It's what are they doing for you? They're poking you and it's helping you because you're going to step back and really look at the situation and say, okay, wait a minute. What is it that's triggering me? And you may not immediately recognize what it is. That doesn't mean you can't move the energy. Give it to your guides and say, whatever this is, whatever is creating this anger, please help me to release it with ease and grace. That's what they're there for. And I know, I don't care if you can see them, feel them, hear them, you're not 100% sure yet they're there. They're there. And when you give it over to them, remember, they won't override your free will. If you stay there and go, no, I'm going to be in this argument, I'm going to chew this person up. They started me. Now I'm going to go. Your guides are, all they see is, oh, they're having a good time with this argument. So they only see us with love and light. So if you're mud wrestling and tug of warring, they're like, oh, they really enjoy that because they keep doing it over and over and over and over. Well, I'll wait till they stop and see if they want some help and ask for it. So always remember that you really are supported and that there's information that comes from anything that's like getting you fired up right now. Let me see. Does that? Okay. All right. So I see some of you saying like long-term issues. We don't want to keep making it a long-term issue. So what do you want to create? You want to create the opposite of it. And I know the noodle's going, but it's been here a long time. What is your desired outcome? You're a conscious creator. So in other words, well, like whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If it's chronic pain, if it's like whatever the long-term thing is, and deliberately not naming anything because I don't want anybody to perpetuate their own stuff here. What's the opposite? My wellness is assured. So my wellness is assured, and taking the focus off of it, because if you give attention to the words long term, you're giving it energy. So where's your attention? So it's what can you do to shift your focus to the outcome that you desire? And many times it's get off of that subject completely. So it's like, okay, I'm not happy with that, but what is something that you can put joy into right now that's not that's not affected? What can you do for yourself? What kind of self-love can you show yourself right now? When you shift that energy and your focus, you are allowing the healing to take place because you're no longer giving it attention. Now, we unconsciously created a lot of conditions. Dis-ease is disease in the body. That doesn't mean that somebody said, oh, I'm going to go focus myself into a body and be miserably ill my whole life. Nobody said that. But you do have the ability to align yourself with the perfectly healed version of you. It always existed. It always existed. And it's shifting the belief by shifting your focus. And I get it. If you've got something that's very, very, very obvious and nagging, we got to let go of the old story and begin with what you want to create. So I hope that helps anybody that has anything that's been going on chronically. I see, oh, exhaustion. Yeah. The exhaustion right now really is, it's temporary, and it's absolutely an ascension symptom because our bodies can't even begin to tell you the transformation that's happening within our physical body, on top of which we're integrating higher frequency energy than we've ever integrated before. And simultaneously, we're releasing dense energy. So the human body can only take so much, and it's got to rest. And so it's recognizing, like, when that comes in, don't judge it and just go, okay, you know what? I got to just tap out and lay down right now. I got to take a break. Whatever it is your body needs at that time, feel it and do it. And moving forward, as we get through some of these more difficult purges, we already have the ability to call in our own energy and saying, bring me more love and light, bring me more love and light, pull it in. And we're going to be requiring less food because of that. Because right now we nourish our bodies with food, and we're highly encouraged to say, what feels good, right? I go to the love store and say to my body, what would you love? And it's amazing how it takes me right over to what I need. Play with this. It really does work. It's wild. Today we picked up some Fresno peppers, and apparently I'm stuffing them with quinoa. So, but like have fun with it and just have compassion for yourself, have love for yourself, and know, and your body. I can't stress this enough. Tell your body, no matter what it's what information it's feeding you, what you're reading and feeling, that you love it. Your body and all your organs and everything has its own consciousness. So it's all going through this process too. So just say, I love you. You must be handling a lot because we feel like crap right now, but thank you. So it's okay to acknowledge that you don't feel well, but also give love to your body and give love to yourself and compassion. Oh, I saw a good one. I saw a good one. Hang on. Somebody said there's some Tim, I'm struggling with hoping for things and nothing showing up. This is a strong collective feeling. Okay. So when we want something to shift and we want a situation to change. So when we say we're hoping for things, it's always a state of being that you're looking for. And we did it. And for those of you who didn't get it, it's in the community section. We did a really powerful group meditation yesterday in the focus group. And what it does is it brought us into the field of one. And when I tell you, you can feel it, your heart is open, your body is tingling. The field of one is where we have everything. That's where your perfect health exists. That's where your playmates are. That's where, and including if it's a new place to live, if it's a new job, the thing is, when you put your attention on a specific object or even getting a person, where is it? Where is it? Now you're in lack. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. So two things, focusing on what is here now and have gratitude. And it sounds crazy. And I'll give you an example. Say you have sleep deprivation. Don't call it that, number one, because now you're right. We're recreating it. Say you say to me, okay, Patty, I'm only sleeping 2 hours a night. Have gratitude for the 2 hours. You're now connecting with that frequency and saying, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so grateful I had those 2 hours sleep. You're in line with the frequency that says, I want more of that. Not that I was awake and dragging for 23 hours. And little things like that, it's what is the opposite, right? Of what you're witnessing, what's the opposite? And if you don't know what it is, you can say to your guides, please show me the opposite of this. So when, as conscious creators, we don't have to go like this, right? But it's all about getting into alignment. It's about getting into alignment, which means opening the heart. And that's why I'm recommending the meditation that we did yesterday, because it brings you into that field of one. And it's not about going and getting, it's a place of stillness that you achieve. So right now, what's going on a lot is everybody's in their head. Why? Because the ego consciousness is being healed, which means it's coming up and it's kicking and screaming. And it's really giving some of us a hard time. It can be, like I said, it's not going out nicely. It's on a farewell tour. And it's like being, sometimes very, very loud. So what's happening is you have that feeling of hopelessness. I have no idea how I'm going to accomplish this. What is my life going to look like? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know anybody that would have signed up for this 5D thing. This sucks, right? All of these things. So instead of focusing on where is it? So if somebody wants to give me an example, like give me an example of something that you're waiting for. If it's somebody that you're looking for a partner, I want a playmate, I want a partner. Okay. What traits, don't write it up like an order at, at a restaurant, but what traits do you admire? So say, for example, all right, what do you ladies look for a new man? Okay. what traits do men have? And don't go to like just your dad, because now you're having tunnel vision. What traits do you admire in men? Okay. It may be that they're quiet. It may be that you admire one that's athletic. It may make a list of traits that you admire. What activities would that person be doing? What would they be doing with you? Do you like playing pool? Okay, go to a billiard hall. And so, see, just that one act puts you in alignment. You're giving clear definition now to your guides. You're not going, don't list all the negative stuff. I hear people do this all the time, and I'm like, you're drawing attention, saying broken, broken, broken. You're not broken. You're not trying to attract a broken. Everybody is perfect. Everybody's already perfect, right? We didn't see them that way in the 3D. So you have to see yourself and fill yourself with love, and then say, oh gosh, these are the traits that I like. And then what is the state of being that you're achieving with this person? What are you looking for? You're looking for fun? Are you looking for peace? Are you looking for harmony? Keep in mind, all you need to do is line yourself up with that energy. So it's when I say that whatever the thing is that you're waiting for, what state of being is attached to that? Because when you get in the frequency of harmony, for example, if that's what you're looking for, or if you're looking for community, you're in one right now, then the frequency is what helps bring it to you. You don't go get it. But if you stay in, it's not here, it's missing, you're in the lack energy. And the only thing you're going to get is something else that's in the lack energy. It's going to match it. That's why people that, particularly in a relationship, how come I keep attracting the same person? Because you didn't change your energy. You didn't let go of the density. You didn't let go of the lack. Who are you in your greatest state of being? How do you see yourself? You don't want to say, oh, pick me. I'm not exactly the greatest, but I want somebody to pick me, right? No, like I'm a badass and I'm amazing. And I want, somebody that wants to have the same type of adventures I do, and be open to unlimited possibilities, because otherwise you're in the history files. And this is how you can tell. If you start to write down these traits and you realize you're going in your history file, take that out and go into your heart and say, okay, what things are appealing to me? So I hope that let me know if that answered Tim, or if we need to go deeper and keep going on that one. But I think you get the gist of it. Let me see. I saw a couple of other ones. Okay, Robin. Help. Okay, I've got to read the one that starts with the word help. Animals are being attracted to me. They're coming to my front door, my back door. And you scream and run away. No. So, animals are already on a higher frequency. This is funny. But if you're the thing is that if you're focusing on it, you may be attracting them even more. But I mean, are you saying, like, are they dangerous animals, or is it like a mixture? I'm not clear on that one, but that's cute. But animals in general are on a higher vibration, and it can be that you just shifted into a higher vibration and they're like coming to show you some love. Now, your human might be like, I don't know if I want a skunk at my back door. But remember, that's your human reacting. Ultimately, if an animal approaches you, unless it's hissing, in which case we don't want to, probably you don't want to interact with them. Okay. Person named Sky Dancer, I want you to grab my email and send me an email, and I have a process that I'm going to send you, but I'll do that. I'll make one specifically for that for you. And yes, there is something we can do with that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. You feel the Schumann and the sun and the earthquakes. Okay. So we do feel the sun. we're creating that energy. So the energy that's coming from the solar activity, the cosmic, all energy in the universe, because we're all one with it. We are one, we're one energy, and we're transmuting a lot of it right now. So it makes sense that you're in touch with it now. But what you can do though is set a boundary for yourself within your own field. Ask your guides and angels to only allow in what's in your best and highest good, so that, you know, if you're feeling like you're really taking it in, you have the ability to ask that's limited. But our sensitivity, it's not even a sensitivity, it's really we have a powerful energetic connection right now with the sun, particularly with Gaia. But our connection to the earth is really that we want to feel her calm. So maybe changing and regrounding, and make sure you're grounding into Gaia versus observing her 3D, because she's purging too, right? So you're possibly just connected to her 3D energy versus her 5D. Go and try connecting with Gaia's heart, which you can do with the focus group meditation that we did yesterday. Let me see. Oh yeah, nice. Is it? Oh, I think that's Rania, I think. Speak to my body, brain, ego, and inner children, telling they are all doing a great job. Yeah. The inner child especially, and the inner child's not weak, remember. They're very they want to like insert their power when they can. So being patient with it definitely helps, especially if you have like a sense that they're involved in healing something. Okay, let me see, Roxy. Instead of just imagining my life in the future and what I desire, I started to draw my future house, imagining babies running through it and my beloved. The feeling that I have when I draw is yummy. Awesome. Awesome. And then what other things put you in that yummy state now? What other things put you in that great example right there? And I love it how you got into the feeling. That's the key. But you don't only have to have that feeling with that situation. You can actually, what things right now would make you feel yummy too. So I love that example. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Throughout photos, anything to do with the past. That's fine. That's healing. You know, whatever, if anything that was, you know, past, old in the past, if it makes you uncomfortable to look at it, do what feels best for you. A lot of people, some people I find now can look at an old photo and go, oh my gosh, that's not even me anymore, because it isn't. So that's perfectly fine. So yeah, if it doesn't resonate with you, get rid of it. Same thing with clothing. I hate to tell you this, but same thing with people. There's people in your field that you're not resonating with and you're holding on. It's going to become more and more and more uncomfortable, because if it's not authentic, and you can't be yourself, it's meant to come up to be healed, because you can't allow in what's in your best and highest good when you're still holding on to what's not. Doesn't work that way. So it's that brutal honesty of going, you know, I gotta, you know, where are you fooling yourself? Or, you know, disguising something. A lot of times there's, you know, we're disguising something or an action as something that benefits us when we know already in our heart it's not working. Right? And you keep telling yourself, oh no, this is going to work. This is going to work. But if you feel like a salmon swimming upstream, as soon as you know you're going upstream, that's a sign to stop and go within and saying, okay, what's my next, what could be my next perfect step? Let me see. Hi, Jeff. Oh, I love it. Jeff, don't get in trouble at work. Looking to see if I missed any, and I do want to, and then I'll get into some of these. Okay, let me see. Roxy, do you feel that we are going to be moving? Okay, great question, Roxy. So this process of our human body evolving into Homo luminous has already begun. This will continue to go. It has never been done, so there's no timeline. There is no timeline, but we're continuing. And part of the reason that we have to let go of dense energy is because our physical body is becoming lighter, less dense. So another reason to let go of the dense stuff. So the relationship that you're, dragging around on your back that you already know isn't serving you, that can't come forward. So this process is going to be like we've been in it. We have been in it for probably at the end of this year. It's going to be at least the better part of the year, possibly even before that. But the transformations that our bodies are continuing to overgo, I do not think that it's going to be done by the end of the year, but this is an ongoing process. And it's funny because one of the ways you see this is there's so many people I've had a few clients say to me, I've gone to the doctor, thought I had sinuses. I thought I had allergies, or like I thought my eyes were going bad and blah, blah, blah. These are all upgrades that are happening in the body. So like, again, when something changes in our body, we immediately go to what's wrong instead of, okay, so if they're temporary, and I want to say this caveat, not saying to ignore a medical condition that you may have that does require you to go to the doctor, but if it's something that's temporary and has come on and when you can feel into it. Anybody knows if you feel into your heart and say, is this something that I need to be concerned about? You will get an honest answer. And if you're in any doubt, you always have to take the safe way and go see a doctor, right? But there's so there are many people that have gone to the doctor and they're like nothing's coming up, nothing's wrong. And so once you've done that, okay, these are usually temporary, and they are tempered. They're temporary ascension symptoms, but there's been a lot of stuff recently. I know, like with sinus and the eyes and ringing in the ears and throat stuff. And like, I don't know if my voice almost went today and I wasn't even talking this morning. I was like having a coffee on my roof. So, but I know these are all upgrades and things that are, shifting and changing, like changing the body. Like we can't even imagine what it's going to look like or feel like. But we chose to do this while we were in the body. So again, we're a bunch of warriors, guys, whether it doesn't feel like it some days, but we really are warriors. So okay, let me see if I got to everybody, if we're caught up here. Let me see. Let's see. So, okay, yeah, anything even with the skin, things with the skin, like every cell in our body is being upgraded, quite literally. So, and yes, there's definitely, one of the things our body is acclimating to is higher frequency energy than we ever have before. Janice says vertigo. I'm hearing a lot of vertigo. Yeah, a lot of dizziness right now. And if you've noticed where the energies have been focused, it's been all upper chakras. So it's the third eye, the throat, which remember ears, nose, and throat are all interconnected in our human body right now anyway. And so that I am hearing a lot of that, a lot of people experiencing vertigo symptoms from this. So, okay, so I made some notes and I'll get through these as quickly as I can, and then you guys can just jump in. But so who is interested in maybe identifying one of the roles that your soul wanted to have here? And I wrote them down, so I didn't want to leave anybody out. So one of the most, I don't even know that we can even measure how many, so I'm not even going to say that, but I identified like eight or nine for you guys. And it just kind of helps you connect with, okay, that gave me a clue, right? All we need is a little clue, because then you can take that clue and run with it. All right. So we have healers. So healers can come from a couple of different areas. Believe it or not, many healers chose to have health struggles in this life. I know that some of you here. And see, remember, we raised our hand and said, okay, what do I want to come forth and heal? What do I want to experience so that it's not recreated again? So, healers could have had health struggles, and that's what made you want to come forth to heal. Empaths, empaths are definitely healers. Now, but I want to clarify this, and I've said this before, but it's so important because so empaths, you're not here to take on somebody else's emotions and their dirty air and change it. You have the ability to transmute things, objects, and energies, but outside of another human's experience. Okay. So, but it's very common for empaths to want to heal, and you can do that as long as you are able to keep your energy centered on and focused on you while you're doing that. And in other words, like you could be a Reiki healer, you could, right? There's going to be so many new modalities coming forward too. So for those of you who are healers and saying, is there anybody in here that is a healer, but you're like, yeah, but I'm not feeling it anymore? Like I've been doing, whatever. I see some massage therapists. Some of you may be doing Reiki and you might be like, yeah, but I feel like there's more. Is there any, let me know in the comments if there anybody who's done some healing, but you're like, I feel like I need to shift, do something here. Let's see. Next one, we have the seers. So the seers, those are anybody that's an energy reader, a psychic, a medium. When you were little, you may be fascinated with magic, or anybody that if you had imaginary friends, because what it is that you actually have this ability to see them. And this is the ability to see energy in spirit form. Okay. Now I have met quite a few seers in my journey. And what was interesting is that most of them didn't know what it was and got scared at one point and shut it down because they were like, oh, other people can't see this. Uh-oh. So I'm bringing these forward because if it resonates with anybody, it'll give you some clues. Then we have the messengers. So messengers, you may have been a storyteller as a child. And the key though with a messenger, there are many, many, and I feel like we have many in this community who are messengers. But you're still at a point energetically where you haven't learned to speak your own truth first. So to become the messenger, the true messenger, that's one of your gifts, is okay, I know this is my calling, but I can't speak my own truth yet. So this is where, again, this is the throat chakra upgrades. And then where are you not being authentic? And then just stepping into it and saying, what do you currently believe? What do you currently believe is preventing you from speaking your truth? Okay. Because there's a false belief in there. And so that's I will pose that question to any of our messengers who, and again, it's usually, it's like a fear of judgment. And here's what I'll tell you. I get that. When I started this YouTube channel, my guides were like, run, don't walk, and just start talking about your experience. And I was like, nobody wants to hear that. This is my experience. And they're like, you don't understand. Your message told your way holds a frequency. There are others who are awakening, who are seeking this exact information. You're not going to go get them. It's a frequency match. You're going to connect with them. And I have to say, they weren't lying, but I get that there was that, are people going to come in here that it's people are going to start, with criticism, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, no, they're not even going to be interested. If they're not on your frequency, they're not going to be interested. And I have to tell you, look at the miracle of this channel. There's no hate in here, ever, ever. there's no judgment, there's no hate, and people are able to express themselves freely, knowing that nobody's getting chopped down. And if somebody did make the mistake of coming in here and they're in the wrong frequency, I have no problem bouncing them, just so you know. But they won't, because it doesn't even resonate. It's almost like we're spiritually, not almost like we're spiritually protected, because we're all operating in pure love and light. So the only others who are attracted are also in pure love and light. The haters are on the hate channel, where they're spewing out more hate and they're getting more hate. So that's really how the frequency works. It's a frequency match. Let's see. Yeah, fear, judgment. Yeah. And so Kristen, that's exactly what I just talked about there. Know that when you speak your message your way, and I'm going to share something that's going to help with this, that my guides gave me this morning, that I was like, oh, I love that. I'm going to share an example and I'll come back to that. I want to get back to a couple of these other other different roles of the soul, spiritual roles of the soul. So we have visualizers, and you are the ones that hold visions for humanity. Okay. And many times your go-to is going to be meditation. So where you can go deep into meditation and hold a vision. A great example of a visualizer was Gandhi. Okay. Be the peace you want to experience. And he just put himself in the deepest, deepest, deepest state of peace. And what did he do? He taught others how to do so. Okay. So that's going to be your visualizers. And then this one's really familiar to me for some reason, you guys. You can tell me why. This one's an uplifter. So uplifters are keepers of the light, and you embody fun and you embody joy and you bring light through humor. Let's see. I wonder if that one's on my list. All right. And for me, I have an absolute belief now that I can bring joy no matter what the situation, because it's how I live my life. And I'll tell you, this may sound like, oh, what a fun one. Let me tell you, it wasn't always, because I was shut down in the 3D, not recognizing that, like, how nobody else saw this. Like, why are you so happy? And I was like so confused by that. And I was like, okay, I'm the only happy person. What? Isn't this our natural state of being? Like, I used to apologize for being happy. Now I'm like, uh-uh. You want some of this? Follow my flashlight. I got you. So, and it's, again, I love making people laugh. I love laughing. I love having a good time. I like the light-hearted side of things. And that doesn't mean I don't balance it with peace. I have an amazing balance. But if you say to me, do you want to get up and laugh today? I would say yes every day. Like, we're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. So some of you may also be, I know a few of you are uplifters. Transformers, we're all transformers, which is alchemists. We are all, every single person on the love train, every person on the planet has the ability, is an alchemist. Whether or not they're aware of it and awakened to the fact and practicing it is another thing. And this is a really powerful one for all of us to tap into, especially with what's going on right now. What's in your field? Whatever's in your field. Are you cranky? Are you angry? Wait a minute. I'm an alchemist. How can I bring light to that? This came forward just to be healed, and really be that observer. Go high level, go to your soul's level. These are so spiritual roles for a reason. Go to your soul's level and say, what do I want to create? Oh gosh, this just came out forward for healing. And I know, like, we've been in it for so long. We've been in the washing machine, then we got spit out, then we thought we were in the dryer for a little bit, and then we got thrown back in the washing machine, and then it turned into a industrial sized washing machine, right? And then we were like, okay, can we finally get in the freaking dryer already? And then will someone finally fold us and put us in a nice cozy cabinet, right? But we've been on the roller coaster ride for so long that we got distracted and started focusing on all these things that are coming up, and the emotions that are coming up, and the physical changes, and that we went, now it's like, tap the brakes. You are a powerful creator. So, oh, this came up for a reason. Yes. And it's in your best and highest good. Yes. Even if it feels rotten. If a relationship just blew up, if your job just blew up, it's in your best and highest good because you can't bring, right? We can't bring any, we're not bringing any garbage into the 5D, and all the garbage is being healed and it's getting shined a light on it. So always, you can always say, bring this, show me the light side of this. How can I transmute this? You're a powerful creator. I mean, and every single person can do this. There's no exceptions. Next, we have the coders, which I love. These are so coders are musicians, right? If you deal with musical notes, those are codes, they're sound codes. Also, there are people who do light language are coders, people who have an interest in sacred geometry. And there are some of you I know in here that you tell me that you can see the grids, you're grid workers. So grid workers, you're all coders. The lovely Suzanne Alexandria, who joins me once a month here, she's a coder and she brings healing codes in from like ascended masters and saints and angels. And so there are many, many coders here. And I feel like a lot of them are becoming more and more active right now because of where we're at in this evolution. So if you see grids and things, or you're attracted to patterns and shapes and musical notes or sacred geometry, and that includes technology coders. If you had an interest in technology coding, it's possible, quite possible that that is one of your soul things. So you can, maybe connect some dots there. Our dreamers, these are our poets, artists, inventors, and many who are ADHD are dreamers. There is nothing wrong with you. You're just you're rapidly dreaming in this conscious state. That's all it is. That's all that is. So you basically what you're doing is if you have the ADHD, it's like spiritually, it's not seen as any kind of a problem whatsoever. You're operating in alternate dimensions simultaneously. And so again, you can just, it's that, okay, what can I focus on? What one feels yummy? If you find one that feels really, really yummy, then you'll be able to maintain your focus a little bit longer on that one. But there's nothing very important that in a spiritual level, on a soul level, you're not seen as anything is wrong. But this would be, again, so the dreamers are artists. Artists channel energy and then put it onto a canvas or whatever, whatever platform they're putting it onto. So you're interpreting energy and putting it on. All art has energy, all of it. So, and if you think of it, if you ever have gone to a gallery and play with this, go to an art gallery and see what you're drawn to. You will be drawn to specific pieces. So that means that there's an energy in there this is how people, I never understood anybody that would just hire someone to bring art into their home and not look at it, because really is the curator now is connected with the art, but you're not, right? So it's a fun thing to do if you want to go out and feel the energy in art. Go to a gallery or a museum and see what kind of feedback you get, because there's power in all of it. There's definitely power in all of it. I have such an appreciation for it. I really love it. The way showers, many here are way showers also. These are any of you who are living in your truth, inspiring others, which is all of you, I want to say, in this group. And the other thing is that your truth is always aligned with love, and that you want to shine your light wherever you go. So this is absolutely the definition of the Love Train members. Every single one of you are definitely way showers. This next one is very cool, and it's such a critical one too, because many of us can overlook this one. And these are the connectors. And connectors are those of you who know how to naturally put people together. So you're like the ultimate, you're like the spiritual talent scouts, and going, oh, okay, Patty's an uplifter, and I've got a dreamer over here who's who doesn't have confidence in their creation, but I see the ability. And I think if they put those two together, that's a great co-creation. So, and those of you who are connectors, you know who you are because you're natural. You may be like, you may be a matchmaker and you just love putting people together. Like it makes you feel good because it feels so obvious to you. It's like a natural instinct. So that's a fun one. And they play a massive role coming forward in the 5D because there's a lot of us who are going to be just kind of really focusing on your thing, and then somebody else is focusing on their thing, and how are we all coming together to co-create? And so that's where the connectors are kind of like an observer, kind of like they can quarterback the situation, if you will. And then we have also the guides who are also teachers. So guides are teachers. Anybody that's had an experience that you want to share, and that you, particularly because you've learned to live from a higher vibration. Okay. Now so I want to add in this piece about, because I want to go back to, I think it was Michelle. Somebody made a comment early on when I was going through these. So one of the things that came forward to me from my guides this morning, this was so interesting because I'm always asking, like, what's a piece that I can share that'll really help people connect? And so when you're thinking of trying something new or following something that's in your heart, the noodle goes right into comparison, right? So say, for example, if I say, okay, I'm an ascension guide. If I all of a sudden went on YouTube and started watching all the other ascension guides and going, oh no, I didn't have that piece of information. Oh, I didn't experience that. Oh, I didn't experience that either. Oh, I better not. I don't think I need to go on there. I'm, because they're all saying this, but I'm saying this. So you are uniquely qualified for whatever your gifts are that are coming forward. Okay. You're already uniquely qualified. And that's why my guides were like, just say what's happening. Just say what's happening. They're going to find you. But they gave me such a cool example, and I hope that this resonates. Sometimes something makes sense to me and you guys might be like, what the heck did she just say? But I'm going to go for it here. So one of the examples that they gave me which was really wild, was how I hold a pencil. So I've never held the pencil the way that the teachers, that I still don't even know how they teach them. So I always went like this. And it wasn't until I was in like third grade and I had a teacher that had this most amazing penmanship. And I said to her, I can't do this like the way everybody's making me do this. And she said, well, how do you want to do it? I said, like this. She said, well, you can do it like that. Make it your way. Make it your way. And I was able to do it my way and have beautiful penmanship like hers. I was so excited. And so the key is that don't underestimate the power that you have in sharing your experience your way. Do you hold the pen differently? Do you cut your food differently? Do you speak differently? Because there's there's other beings that have a frequency match for you, and they're already looking to connect. So just like she knew I was waiting for someone that could tell me I could write like this. She gave me that permission and showed me how to do it. And so I hope this resonates the way I'm putting it, but so for anybody that's afraid to start by acting on something that is heart-centered, just know that the way that you're seeing it and the way that you're doing it is unique to you, and that our whole 5D experience is us all exchanging our gifts with each other. So that's why we call it all energy exchange. And it's a massive sharing and of the gifts. And then that's where and then co-creating from there. So, whatever doubt you're having, and I see, all right, I see someone, I'm a connector for sure. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, see, so you can now be curious about, okay, what are ways, how can I put this out there? Hey, I'm a connector. What do you do? There may be people in the community that might say, okay, I'm a healer, but I don't know, right? And you may say, okay, I've got the perfect connection for you, right? So it starts with this without being the fear of judgment is just a denial of your own gift. It's a denial of your own gift. And when you really peel that away, that's from a 3D experience. And like, particularly here, you're in a space of pure love and light where you can interact with other people, and just say, hey, this is what I do. Like, when you guys come in here now, so, you can say, hi, I'm so and so, and I'm a healer. Hi, I'm a connector. I'm happy to be here. Start to practice here. It's a safe space, and tell your community who you are and what you stand for. This is how you just, I'm not kidding you, that teeny step is massive. And then your guides will just dive on that and say, okay, they're following what's in their heart. And you know, if and don't judge yourself because you think you got a weak signal from your guides. You don't. You really don't. So all right, well, that was my download for the day, guys. And I just wanted to check in with you guys and see if there's any other questions that came forward as a result of this today. And thank you all for being here. I love being in here and hanging out with you guys. I'm going to do it more often. This fuels me too. More connectors. Love it. All right. It looks like we're all good. Um, Thank you guys so much for being here. And just by the way, I didn't put up the Schumann today. Just I can tell you just quickly, it's really in it's almost there's almost nothing showing energetically on it. It was just starting to show some light coming in in the upper chakras. So some of you may be feeling it here. But we're still in like such an integration right now. So just do your best. And remember, don't judge what's going on. Do your best to create the opposite of what you want. And then really take into account some of these soul descriptions that I gave you guys and see which ones resonate with you and play with that and say, okay, this is going to give me just hopefully just give you a little point in the right direction. Just sometimes all we need is a little nudge. So I love you guys so much. And I did record this, so it'll be up here if anybody wants to go back through it and scribble some notes. And I love hearing from you guys. Have a fabulous weekend if you don't see me before Monday. Mwah. Love you guys.